podcast. Sorry I was late, by the way. My fridge ran out of magenta.
Your
Fridge?
Your fridge?
Yeah.
Does your fridge print?
No.
Are you Bob?
Yeah. Who's Bob? Bob the printer? I don't get this reference.
Oh, I thought it might be a Distractables reference because I saw a thing today of them complaining about
Bob's
all the
fridge.
appliances.
That's a story.
No.
Yeah, there was a clip posted today of Bob complaining about all of his other appliances.
No, I haven't seen the last episode, but I do know it's the random point one. But no, that was not. I am just literally. I try to start this podcast with a random sentence, and that's what came to my mind today.
Is the podcast like now? Is
Yep.
it happening at
Uh-huh.
this moment?
Uh-huh.
Great. I want you to look at this picture.
Okay, cool. This podcast starts on a whim. There is no counter. It is I hit start streaming, I say something stupid, and we're off.
Great.
When you hear a stupid sentence, that means we're live.
I'm glad that's a thing that you've done this entire time, absolutely, for sure.
Was that the actual reason you were late? Your fridge was out of magenta?
No? Why would my fridge need magenta?
No, I want to know what the real answer was.
You did say it was important.
My fridge was out of magenta.
Did you get into a car accident too?
No, I was late, so I could say I was late because my fridge was out of magenta. I purposely sat there for 1 minute so I could make the joke.
Oh my
god. Well, I'm glad you hopped in right on. Like, I'm glad that your fucking voice meter was on point right away this time.
Oh yeah, no. So I wanted to be exactly a minute late, so I had everything ready. I told you I would be a minute late.
That's beautiful.
So I'm a minute late. Okay, where's this photo you sent me?
Right in general chat. I want y'all to both just look at the compliments I was paid.
I read it.
Look at that booty.
Yeah.
That booty. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to Collecting Dust podcast. I don't know. I've been saying this one line, and it doesn't really match what we're talking about. So I'm thinking of a new one. So we're in the middle where I don't have one anymore. So this is Collecting Dust. Sentence goes here. We're talking about Into the Breach today.
Wait, what are you putting in where
Collecting Dust, the podcast where everything has dust on it, and we talk about dust.
Well, I've noticed that not all the games we talk about are even that old and probably are not collecting dust.
Oh, well, yeah.
So
we have been doing some pretty new ones lately.
Yes. So I'm thinking of changing it to something along the lines of just straight up saying it's a podcast about going through our backlog or something like that. Because that's what it is.
But rename the server right now.
Okay. I mean, it's still collecting dust, but my line that I would say instead of a podcast where we talk about games that may or may not be collecting dust, it's going to be something different. I'm not naming the podcast the Backlog Podcast or something like that. No.
If you want some older games, I can break out like some Sega Genesis titles and shit. The only problem with those is Quarth is.
If they can be emulated easily-ish,
oh,
then I'm
they
down.
Totally can.
Or if they're cheap, because I have a SNES in this house because I got one for my mom's birthday.
That's not a Sega Genesis.
Never
that
mind.
is actually the competitor to the Sega Genesis.
Nintendo don't. What Nintendo? I fucked that saying.
Sega do what Nintendo don't.
Sega do. Yeah. I listened to a remix of that and I still managed to fuck it up.
Except Sega don't do anything anymore. They gave up on the whole game console thing because, fun fact, the Sega Saturn was a fucking nightmare.
That wasn't even the last one. They had that as a nightmare. They're like, I know what they'll want, the Dreamcast. And PlayStation looked at them and said, $299
Or no,
at
yeah,
E3.
the Dreamcast was the one I was
Yeah.
talking about, not the Saturn. I don't know why I said the fucking Saturn. I think it's because Sega Saturn just like fucking flows. No, the Dreamcast. Did you know it had no copy protection on any of its games?
I'm not surprised, but good for game preservation. Thank you, Sega.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. That means they're probably super easy to emulate or just steal.
Oh yeah,
Not that I'm
absolutely.
condoning pirating.
Yeah, do not.
Yar har.
If I was going to tell you to do anything, I would not tell you to pirate games.
I will.
I would never tell you to go on to a ROM site and download old games that you can't buy for cheap. I would never tell you to do that.
I would. Now I'm just going to talk about this now. I would usually say it's legally speaking mostly fine. It's just companies will go after you possibly.
Yeah, fun
One-
fact, the
Maybe.
emulation part is not actually the illegal part.
Yeah,
You have
the
to own the game.
emulation is fine as long as you own the game. Which
Well,
all the
that's-
game. So it's like it's the selling of said ROMs.
So
You
yeah,
then
it's
sell them.
I don't know of anyone who
ROMs?
sells ROMs.
well, so ROM distribution is the difficult part
Yeah,
here.
it's the distribution. So these
because
free ROM sites are the problem.
The emulation software does not use anything illegal, and that's why, like, when you get like PlayStation or Xbox emulation, they tell you you have to collect your own BIOS file from your actual console, and they do not give it with that.
Yeah.
Because giving you the BIOS is what starts breaking the law, because that is giving you proprietary files and stuff from that company. And the games themselves end up with that same scenario, which is why, as far as anyone's concerned, if they ask where you get the game, you say, well, I just ripped it from the actual disc. Because there's ways to do that, kind of, except for like with PlayStation 1 and 2 discs. But I recently found out that's because they made the code on those weird, and that's why like getting scratches through it and stuff doesn't fuck them up as much as other consoles, because instead of reading in that circular pattern, it actually jumps around like a shit ton, like it's zigzagging across everything.
Yeah. PlayStation 1s.
Or you know.
What have you
Yeah.
been playing these last 2 weeks? We're gonna start the small talk section. Here we
Oh,
go.
what have I been playing these last 2 weeks? Well, I've been playing Final Fantasy VI, unfortunately.
More.
I've been
More.
playing Into the Breach. Hold on, I gotta get into my Steam so I can look at my most recently played games.
I should look at my.
I've been playing Final Fantasy 14.
Ooh.
Because I love that game, like a lot. And I was recently having fun in it again. Where did I put that information? I played a little bit of Halo Infinite fairly recently.
Okay.
Because they did an event that I really wanted the stuff for, and I'm just upset that they have these events that have such good lore, and then they just like, don't actually do anything with it.
We discussed this last episode.
We did. My apologies. I couldn't remember if I had.
Unlike the Distractible podcast, I wasn't gonna point it out and make him feel bad about it, like they did to Bob. But why is
Funny,
it? It's getting to this point where every episode of our podcast, we're like, that Distractible podcast, isn't it great?
Well, it is.
And yet we never talk about the podcast that I shamelessly ripped off to make this
That's
one.
because you're the only one who's watched that one.
Well, you should. I would think Fancy would like it because it's a movie podcast, and I know he's into movies more than either of us.
Depends on
Yes.
the movies, but yeah.
They it's just like us. It's three different movie YouTubers who like very different things. You've got the artsy guy. You've got the more I just watch whatever, and then you've got the I watch kids movies because they're bad and hilarious. So recently, I Hate Everything is the one that keeps referencing kids movies, and he's like, let's watch all of the fucking Madagascar movies, just all three of them. Let's watch them all. And then like, let's watch all the Shreks. You know,
I don't know if I could handle that.
yeah,
Uh,
I think
so
it's funny because I watch all three YouTubers, so it's just more content from them. I'm not into movies that much though, but I like them, so I can get through them.
What's it
other
called?
games. Oh, yeah, go ahead. What's it called?
Oh, it's called. I almost said Distractable. It's called
Familiar.
Sardonicast.
That's a incredibly hard name to spell.
It's the word sardonicism and
Oh, I found it.
podcasts together. Yes, it's
When I typed in Sard, it's the first thing.
yeah. They have a couple hundred episodes now, but they have. I literally stole theirs. You'll start listening to it. You're like, yeah, this is us, but movies. Every
Okay.
2 weeks, they watch a movie or two. They talk about it. That's the podcast. I stole it, but for video games. You can go fuck yourself. Why? I hate everything. Your movie sucks. The other guy. Why am I forgetting his name?
You're not even gonna grace him with a fucking name.
I feel bad because
Wow.
I actually like all of them. I'm subscribed to all of them.
God, they're 2 hours.
So
I can tell you their names. Hang on.
What's the third one? The curly haired fuck.
Ralph?
Ralph, the movie maker. I'm
Ralph,
sorry.
Alex, and Adam.
Yeah, those are their real names. Ralph, the movie maker. Alex from I Hate Everything, and Adam from Your Movie Sucks.
Yes. You
Yes.
got it. Okay, sorry to interrupt you.
Back to the
it's all
games.
I've been playing Elden Ring, specifically the co-op mod that came out for it.
Oh, that reminds me of
It's
news.
fucking amazing. If you thought, man, if I had people that, if I couldn't get invaded by people, which is kind of one of my big things, I'm not huge on invasions. I know they're a part of the game, but like, I just want to play the game with my friends or my significant other slash lover whom I'm deeply connected to, in peace. And this allows that because it doesn't actually run off of the Elden Ring servers, which means no ban and also no getting invaded every 2 steps. It gets rid of all the barriers, makes it so you can both sit down at bonfires and level up. No one gets kicked out after someone dies. You both get all the items and the boss rewards and all that shit. And you can both ride your horse,
Ooh.
which is amazing. And it has made the game so unbelievably fun. Like, I was enjoying the game before, but that mod is like the best way to play if you've got anyone that you want to experience the game with.
Sounds kind of similar with what I want to do with Titanfall with the North Star system, which is someone made their own servers for Titanfall 2 so you can play it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so apparently the whole fan base is on the North Star mod, and it's just someone else's servers.
Hell, I love it.
So if you, of course, that's only on PC, but it's you can find it all the time for like $5-10. It's probably for sale on the Steam Summer Sale right now. Play on PC. We'll do that sometime. I want to do that. I might do that for the podcast sometime because that game's just fucking good and I want to play it again.
Other games I've played, much less amount of time. I tried Geometry Dash. That shit's hard as fuck. And a game that I hadn't heard of before called Rift Wizard. It's very pixely and very old school retro looking, and I love it. It's fun. And then Tabletop Simulator, because I got to play a new tabletop game that is my new favorite, called Touch of Evil.
Oh, you'll play tabletop sim with other people, but you won't play with me?
I will play tabletop sim with my favorite streamer. On a game that isn't Uno.
I'm not your favorite streamer.
Or
wow, I'm kidding.
No, you're my second favorite. I'm sorry.
I have other games I've wanted to play on there. Jeez.
Yeah, well,
like,
I got
we can't
invited.
play in real life anymore because our friend is halfway across the country.
Yeah, what did you have in mind? Settlers of Catan?
He's
Well,
on to
that's-
us.
Star Wars Monopoly.
No, I
Last time
Risk?
we-
Star Wars.
Last time Fancy and I did it together, we played Trouble.
Yeah, we just played Trouble.
See, but that's not Touch of Evil, which
Don't
is
know what
the
Touch of
coolest cooperative experience of a tabletop game I've ever played.
I'd have to look at all the ones I have saved, but I know Settlers of Catan is one of them.
Yeah, well, I'm not playing Settlers of Catan.
You don't want a Catan with the Settlers?
No, I
I
don't
do.
like Settlers.
Sorry.
What did you do?
So I'm working on a list of every game I want to play and or I have played.
Yeah.
And I'm up to game 373. And
Shit.
right next to each other on my shelf, I have Street Outlaws: The List and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I mix them together into Super Smash Bros. Outlaw,
Oh.
which sounds like a fucking banger. I want to play.
So yeah, that pretty much covers the games I've been playing.
Fancy.
I had to look up my PlayStation thing to remember. I'm still chipping away at Lego Star Wars 100% completion.
Oh.
I've completed another planet. I picked up Battlefield 2042 again.
Oh yeah, I guess we did play that.
We did
Yeah.
play that. I unlocked the one new gun. It's pretty good.
It's only one.
Another game I picked up again is Deathloop. Still pretty fun. Never got to finish it.
That's on my list. I want to play that eventually.
Yeah, it's good. Battlefront 2, the new Battlefront 2. And the podcast Game Into the Breach. That's all I got.
I spelled dungeon so wrong. I don't know how to. It's right in front of me. Just read the fucking case, you idiot.
So what games have you been playing?
EONS.
Eons.
Sorry. I played Into the Breach with the podcast, which we'll talk about a bit later. I played and finished What Remains of Edith Finch. That's a game that was on my backlog, and it's one of those games that is a walking sim, and I just didn't feel like that would be a game that I would bring up on this podcast, and I didn't think either of you ever would, so I played it on my own. It's good. I liked it.
I think I've played part of it. Is that the one where you're in the house where everyone died?
Yes, and the house is just rooms built on top of each other, and every time a kid died, they just close it and build another room higher up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
that
played
game.
part of it.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yes, it is. It gets sadder the farther you go.
Especially the baby that drowned in the bathtub.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those fantastical. Yeah, it's one of those fantastical games where you play every death, but it's from the point. It's one of those unreliable narrator games where basically all these stories have been told to you, Edith Finch, one of the later kids who is still alive, and your grandma's telling you all these stories. So you know how they died, but it's like, oh, the baby drowned in the bathtub, and it's like, well, the mother left the room and the baby drowned in the bathtub. But in reality, it's like the baby could see crazy things, and the toys were dancing around, and the toys hit the water faucet, and that drowned the baby. But the mother still left, so it's like the mother left and the baby drowned. Like, she just left in the bathtub. She says she emptied the tub, but she didn't, and she left to answer the phone, and the baby drowned. It's one of those where it's like, oh, we have this character. I'm spoiling parts of this game. I'm sorry. But yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff like that where it's like, okay, this kid's head got cut off at work. How? And it's like, oh, it turns out this kid was not the most didn't have the healthiest mindset and was working at a fishing cannery and basically lived inside, had a whole world inside of his head that he always stayed in, and eventually he ends up putting his head where he cuts the fish's head off,
Oh.
thinking he's being crowned by the prince.
Oh boy.
But in reality, it's like that's a depressed kid who just put his head in the fish cutter. Damn. Yeah, it's one of those games. It's like 6-8 hours long. You could do it in a day, which I did. Yeah, it's very sad, and it gets sadder the farther you go. Every death is more and more like this shit just keeps happening. Some of them are funny. I'm sorry. The old man who gets hit by a train, that's funny.
Wow.
Funny.
No, it's funny because he loved trains and he finally was like, I've been living in the basement for years. I'm going to leave the house. And it turns out their house is right next to a train track and he just gets hit by a train. That's funny. That's just fun. I'm sorry. What are the chances you get hit by a train? What are the chances? So yeah, basically it's a game about this family has a curse. Everyone keeps dying at a young age. Why? Blah blah blah. This lady is going through her house trying to figure it out. That's the game.
Yeah.
I see.
The name of the game is also a spoiler, and I'll leave it at that. I also played some Call of Duty Ghosts. Who could have guessed that?
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. What else did I play? Oh, I played why am I forgetting the name of the platformer that comes with the PS5? I just got a PS5 and I played that.
Astro's Playground.
Astro's Playground or Playroom, whatever the fuck it is. I played that. Yeah, I think it's Room. Fortnite.
Yeah, buddy.
I think that's it.
Did you play Battlefield with us?
I did play Battlefield, but I already kind of commented on that when you brought it up, and we both went, "Oh yeah, we did play that." Yeah. Other than it was mostly the game for this podcast and Edith Finch. Those were the two I really played. Oh, VR chat. Do that a lot. I'm gonna get drunk in it tomorrow.
Tempting.
I'm gonna bring up another fucking streamer. Paper Ninja. Every Saturday he streams, and every Saturday after the stream, there's a meetup of the community, and it's a good place to get drunk and hang out. So I haven't gotten drunk at one for a while, so I'm gonna. Tonight's the night. I got a fresh bottle of Sunny D and vodka. Let's go.
And crunked.
I'm gonna get crunk.
I'm doing my drinking right now.
But everyone around me would judge me if I did.
Everyone around you is like, is he okay?
Yeah, they all think that like
it's funny because another time today is the podcast where I bring up other podcasts and streamers. Apparently, another streamer I watch, Furry Failure, is a part of Paper. Aren't we all? Is well, one of us isn't yet. Sorry. Is another part of the Paper Ninjas community, and they are all the time going, Dusty, are you drinking again? I'm like, I don't drink that much. I don't. For some reason, you only join these when I have decided to drink. Like the day I decide I'm gonna drink at this one, that's when you show up. You can ask everyone else. There is multiple meetups between that I just don't drink. It's already been close to a month since the last time I drank, being for virality. Like I don't drink that much, but when I do, I make it a fun night. I don't do the slow day drink, start with something light, drink all day. I don't do that. I wait until it's late on a day I don't work. Very rarely, I'll get crunk, and then I'm good for a month or so. I'm not an alcoholic. Shut up. Anyway. People are worried about us. Do you have any? Well, do you have any news to bring up? Any news?
Gaming news.
Hi, Deus. How you doing? Sorry, I didn't see that. I had my chat closed for a second.
Oh
Hello,
yeah,
hello.
It's Deuce
I
the
always
man.
forget we're doing this shit live.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
I always forget we have an actual chat audience. Hold on, let me
Wow.
fucking get that up.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Probably should
Wow.
do that too, shouldn't I?
I usually do, but I also was looking at my list of what did I play today. So I brought that up.
Oh.
I literally just covered chat for a second. I had it up. As soon as I closed my list, it was like, oh, there's people in the chat. I'm an idiot.
Yep, there are. Okay, so gaming news. I've got some Final Fantasy 14 news.
Oh, sorry, what?
Oh, and others? I'm another. Okay. I talk to you the most, and I'm another.
That's true. Out of all three of us, I think I talk to him the least. And I don't know.
So, Final Fantasy. With the latest update to this game, they came up with the ability to let people join each other across world servers. So like before, there were like, so it's all divided into data centers so that the different areas have their own set of servers so that they're not like fucked, because you know, if you're in Russia, you playing on the North American servers, either of them is kind of oof.
Yeah.
So before, like, if people were in your data center, you could join their world and visit them. But now they implemented a system to let you visit across data centers, which was like the one remaining barrier. However, they underestimated just how much people wanted this to happen. And the servers have a capacity limit. And so there was this huge problem for a good while where people would go visit other worlds, and while they were away, their world would fill up,
Oh.
which would leave them fucking stranded in an alternate reality, Spider-Man Far From Home style.
Message was
What?
deleted by a moderator.
Whoa, Nightbot, what the shit? Unban. Holy shit.
Nightbot is a bitch. Fuck you, Nightbot. Fuck you.
Can we allow this message? Will it let me allow the message? What the shit?
What message was it?
That was a.
Hold on, I'm switching to mod view.
That's right, Nightbot. Get fricked.
I'm gonna ban Nightbot.
Fuck Nightbot. Nightbot fucking stupid. God. Nightbot, stop it. Okay. So, yeah, people would get, like, fucking stranded in these alternate realities. And it could be hours, it could be days, that you're just fucking stuck there. But they, yeah, some servers, though, got a lot of visitors because of the reputation of the server.
Oh.
There is a particular server that is kind of infamous. So when it comes to, like, roleplay, it is the server to go to. However, one of the three major cities, or I guess there's like 5 technically, but not counting DLC locations you can't go to right away. Of the 3 major cities, one of them in that particular server was incredibly infamous for being like the hotspot for erotic roleplay.
This is the VR chat of Final Fantasy 14.
So, and it was funny because like a whole bunch of the server is just full of cat girls basically, and a whole shit ton of them stood guard around the various entrances into the city.
I heard about
to
this.
fucking ward off people. But the thing is like none of them actually cared, and they couldn't actually stop you because you can't collide with people.
That's probably a good thing. What game was it? Was it the first division that just failed to realize that, oh, if we have normal sized doors, maybe we shouldn't let players collide because people could just say no, you can't enter that.
Yes.
I feel like that was the second one.
It might have been the second one too.
D-
I
I
don't
yeah.
remember.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Why does my arm hurt so much? Well, Jesus.
Stop doing. What drug do you put in your arm? I don't remember.
I'm not doing any drugs.
I don't think we should talk about drugs.
I don't know drugs so much that I don't even know which ones do what and how you do them. I know you smoke weed.
I was about to say, you're like those people that are like, have you been drinking the weed again?
Have you been drinking the
Yeah, that is on that same vein, as Deuce pointed out here, that was the same server with the billboard. I'm not sure if you know, but someone recently put up a fucking billboard in real life advertising their free company, utilizing like it had some like mod shit on there and some images of unreleased content for the game, like leaked data mine type shit. And they basically put up a billboard that's like, hey, come to our house in the game.
Wow.
And apparently, though, funny enough, it turns out the place is like super fucking basic on the inside. Like they really hyped it up, and people went to scope it out, and it turned out to be like super cheesy, like rose petals all over the floor, heart-shaped bed type shit.
Ooh. Romantic.
It's like, oh wow, this is like they even had a sex dungeon in this place, and apparently it was like the most mundanely decorated fucking thing ever.
It's the sex dungeon. You can tell because there's a bed and a belt.
Basically. But yeah, like a lot of people on that server have like, owned up to it. They're kind of okay with just being that infamous place because it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all the Final Fantasy 14 news I have.
Fancy, do you have anything to bring?
I do. I was reminded of it when you were talking about the Elden Ring mod. I saw where PC Skyrim is getting a co-op mod this week.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
That's been like a million years in the making. I'm glad it's
that's
finally
what they were
happening.
saying, and they were finally putting it out this week. Along with Sea of Thieves finally has a release date.
Yay!
You mean the other one?
Not Sea of Thieves. That's the real
the
one.
competitor.
Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones.
Yay!
Speaking of Skull and Bones, not to interrupt, I saw what the UI is supposed to look like. I'm laughing about the UI for it. Because does anyone remember when Ubisoft employees complained about Elden Ring's UI?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And there was that meme made about like what Ubisoft would do for the UI.
Yeah.
They fucking did it. Skull and Bones UI really is like that meme.
Wow.
It's so cluttered. Oh.
I can't. I forgot I own that. I didn't buy this game, everyone. It's on my list. I'll probably never play it, but I own it, so it's going on the list. I don't know. No, I know where I got it. Fuck.
What is it?
I own a Leisure Suit Larry game.
So do I.
What the fuck? How do you both own that?
Which
what
one? Do you have?
What console's on you? What console's yours on?
Switch.
Are they still
There's a
making them?
Leisure Suit.
They made a new one.
Mine's on PS2.
No, they made
I
a
got
new
mine
one.
for
Yeah,
free.
I've seen that there's a new one, but
I didn't know.
why do you own it on Switch? Why does the Switch have a Leisure Suit? I can't talk. I've only had one drink, I swear. A
I don't remember what
Leisure
it's called.
Suit Larry game. Why is that on Switch?
I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's. I have the one where he's in college, where it's Leisure Suit Larry's.
Yeah, the Game Grumps played that one.
Yeah, I have that one. I got it from Magna Cum Laude. That's the one I have. Cum is spelled how you think it is.
Yeah.
The Switch one is called Leisure Suit Larry Wet Dreams Don't Dry.
Guys, those games are so trashy, even among trashy games.
I didn't buy it. I got for free in a free collection of like 20 PS2 games. It was just there. Okay.
That thing's like a curse. That's like the Meridia's beacon. You have to pass that on to someone else.
I will not.
Get rid of it, or else
Just
you'll have
just like
fucking
how
your sex life will be cursed forever.
just like how people leave messages when they die to people like, please delete my search history, mine will be, please burn the copy of Leisure Suit Larry I have, so there's one less in the world. But just the fact that I'm trying to amass a collection, I'm not going to throw it away until I die. When I die, I expect it to be burned,
Put it in
along
your
with
will.
along with all the sports games I have. Hell
If
yeah,
we burn it that way, it'll release the evil spirits within.
I will totally play Madden 2005 on the PS2 and Major League Baseball 2K5 on the PS2. I'll totally play these someday.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, totally. Major League. Let's see. I'll open my notes for news. I have two
I have
myself.
other
Do it.
I have other game news
Speak-
that's
speak
much
'em as
more
I open
small,
mine.
but it's not Final Fantasy. So one of Bungie's story writers that left Bungie is going to join 343. So Halo might have a second chance again.
By the way,
I
everyone,
doubt it.
Skull and Bones will be coming out November 7th. We didn't say that. That's the
I
release date.
said 7th or 8th.
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
I
November
wasn't
7th.
sure. Yeah.
And also Bungie is working on a new mobile game. We don't know the details, but we know it's going to be a shooter. It's possibly a Destiny game.
Destiny
So
Mobile.
Yeah, that'll
Please
be
go for that
interesting.
basic game so every shooter has blank mobile. We're Call of Duty Mobile, Rainbow Six Siege Mobile is a thing apparently coming out soon. Battlefield Mobile is apparently a thing that's happening. Let's get some more
Is
mobile
that the one
ports
where
to these
they're like
games.
toys?
No, there's
The
also
Battlefield one?
maybe. I know
It's
there's a
called like Battlefield something.
maybe. Oh no, the one that I showed you.
Heroes.
Heroes? No,
Everything
that's
has
an
a
old game. That
Heroes
one's
game.
closed. That one
Oh.
that game was an online game. It's dead. I just found out about it because I thought I owned Battlefield Heroes 1 and 2. I own Medal of Honor Heroes 1 and 2. And I also played Call of Duty Heroes in high school on my mobile phone, which was a Clash game with it was a Clash Royale clone
Oh no.
with a what would you call it? Like characters you know were more powerful, and they could be there was a heroes system in it basically, but also there were kill streaks that you could take control of and just gun run the town you're attacking. It was a weird game, and it's no longer with us.
It had like the gotcha game, like character rarity power fucking mechanic. That's
Not
hilarious.
really, because this was 2013. It came alongside. It came out between. No, it came out with after Ghosts around the same time. That was 2013 before gotcha games were big. So you actually just unlocked everything. There wasn't really, like Clash was really the first big game to be like, no, you have to wait for everything to happen, or you could speed up with money. Call of Duty didn't have that. Like you could speed things up, but I played it a lot, and I don't remember it necessarily being that bad. Like Clash was worse, in my opinion, but it was a weirder game.
You don't gotta. You don't gotta defend your mobile game habits.
I don't play mobile. That was the last one I played. That and Clash around the same time in high school. Once I left high school, mobile game. Sometimes I'll boot up or what's that Rovercraft. I don't play the second one because that's a gotcha game. The first one's actually fun, and I don't play the second one. I play the free first one that I can beat without spending money. Fuck you. I don't play mobile games. Sometimes if I'm feeling nostalgic, I'll boot up my iPhone 6 that's bent because Bendgate hit me, and play Call of Duty Zombies Mobile, which was $7, and there was no microtransactions in it. You just had
Pretty sure
World.
that still exists.
It does. You can still play it, and it's just straight up zombies on the phone. It was the first big one alongside. That was when you could get the PS2 GTA's on mobile for about the same price.
I definitely don't play like 3 or 4 mobile games. No siree.
What do I have any downloaded right now? Call of Duty Mobile. Oh shit.
Fucking played yourself.
Call of Duty Mobile, Among Us, and Pokemon Go, and Minecraft. Only one of these have really bad microtransactions. That's Call of Duty, and I never use them.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I've got. Well, what do I got on here? I got really bad chess. I got solitaire. I got
Forgot about really bad chess.
Orna, which is like a GPS one. I got League of Legends. I got the Iron Maiden one. And then I got that puzzle one, Puzzword or whatever. I'd never fucking play it. And I got Mahjong and Minesweeper. My most played games on this are from like Windows XP. I love me some good solitaire and Minesweeper, man. Oh.
Writing all these games down. By the way, I've passed 400 now. Writing all of these games now down has made me realize I hate a few things. One is when a game takes 2 or 3 different names just so other games can't have it. For instance, on the PS2, I own this game is one title, but this is one game, by the way. Delta Force, Black Hawk Down, Team Saber. That's just 3 games. That could be 3 different games, but that's one title. I need what the fuck? Delta Force, Black Hawk Down, and Team Saber could be 3 different games. You could have Delta Force, Team Saber. You could have Delta Force, Black Hawk Down. You could have Black Hawk Down, Delta Force. This is like 30 games, and you just took all 3 of them. Why? Why the fuck you do that?
Probably the same reason. Fucking random Transformer names get attached to new designs all the time. Just so that you have the name.
If I need 2 colons in in a name for a video game, you fuck yourself. I'm okay with 1, even though a lot of the times you're taking 2 names at that point. But at that point, it's usually or the franchise different name. I understand.
Video game names should only have 1 colon, just like the human body.
Exactly. But like Delta Force, Black Hawk Down, Team Saber, what series is this a part of?
Delta Force.
The Black Hawk Down series.
Is there other Delta Force games?
Probably. Let me look.
Delta Force series.
Oh, fine. You look it up.
I'm doing it already. Delta Force series Wikipedia. Sure enough, there is. There is. The one I have, it has the worst name. Oh, I'm sorry. There is 2 different games. They have Delta Force Black Hawk Down and then Delta Force Black Hawk Down Team Saber. Team Saber is a sequel to the already stupid name Delta Force Black Hawk Down.
Oh.
And then we have Delta Force Extreme and Extreme 2. What was the last one? What was the newest one? Delta Force Delta Force Fallen Angel Fallen? What the fuck? Delta Force Angel Fallen. Nope, that takes me to the first. Did this game exist? No, it was going to be the 10th. So Extreme 2 was the last one. And it came out in drumroll 2009.
Nice.
Anyway, I hate when you take multiple names for your game. Shut the fuck up. Stop.
Shut fuck up.
Shut fuck up.
Fuck shut up.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Do you have any more news?
Nope. That's all I got.
Okay. So I've got two. One of which is a rumor, and the other one is very much confirmed.
Not
We're gonna
the
start with the rumor
weed.
first. What?
I said not the rumor weed.
The rumor. Oh, the rumor. Is Bruno Mars is gay? Um, so this is one I've noticed, but I can't find anything that confirms it. But every Call of Duty YouTuber I fucking watch, for some reason, has the info that Modern Warfare 2 will be a 2-year game. I have no idea where they're getting this. But
2 years as in it'll be
they're
2 years
skipping
before the next
2023.
one?
Yeah.
Uh, Well, that's been a
Apparent.
rumor for a while, I thought.
Yeah, but for like usually these YouTubers are like, I don't believe it, but no, every single one is like, well, this year it's gonna be a 2-year game, so who knows what's gonna happen? But then you Google it, and everyone's like, what the fuck you talking about? But every fucking Call of Duty YouTuber that I fucking watch is like 2-year game confirmed. I don't know what's going on. And that's the thing. They've been saying it for like a month now, but none of them have made a video on it, the news of it being a 2-year game. That is that is enough to make a video on. That is a big deal. You could make money off of making a video about how Modern Warfare 2 2022 will be a 2-year game. And they just haven't. And they're just like, yeah, 2-year game. Like, where the fuck you getting this? So that's a thing, maybe. Maybe a 2-year game. Who knows?
That would be interesting.
Yeah. I'd be down for it after Vanguard that I haven't touched in 6 months.
I don't even have Vanguard installed anymore.
When did I? February. So about January, probably. 6 months. I haven't touched the game in 6 months. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. And speaking of Call of Duty, I had this realization that's like, even if I didn't like a Call of Duty, usually I'd still play it. Why is that? I realize it's just the friend groups I'm a part of. When I was younger, I was a part of a big Call of Duty fan group. We were all big fans of it. This was like middle school, and by the time I was in high school, this group started splitting up. So the only two I think you would have known is I had a friend named Zombie, and also Took with Booze. If you remember them, this is a long time ago. Probably Took. I think he stuck around the longest. Yeah. But that group was like, yeah, even if we didn't really like the game, we would still hang out and play it all the time. But that's when I realized I'm the lead. If I don't play Call of Duty, no one I know is playing Call of Duty. I had that realization a couple days ago. It's like, why don't we play Vanguard? Like, it sucks, but we used to play the game just to hang out. It's like, oh, it's because I'm not playing it, and I'm the one.
Yeah.
If I'm not playing it, no one's playing it. So, yeah, it's just a funny realization I had. That it's like, oh yeah, I'm the Call of Duty guy now. I'm the only one who's like, you should buy it. I've already pre-ordered the new one. I'm a problem. I have a problem. Beta's coming out in less than a month. Beta?
I don't.
If you don't like the beta, you could cancel your thing.
I'll probably play it, but I'm not buying the game right away. I'm not pre-ordering. Okay. I know I said that last time and then proceeded to pre-order, but like it bit me in the ass. So
that, to be fair, Vanguard the demo is a lot better than Vanguard the game.
Dude,
that demo tricked us all into thinking Vanguard's gonna be awesome. Then the full game shipped is like, this is worse than the demo. The demo ran great. Why? Yeah.
How was the demo more fun?
Yeah, I was hyped. I was like, Vanguard, another World War II game. Played the demo. Demo was fucking awesome. Loved that demo. I wish we still had the demo. That was better. That was just better.
Well, that's just
that was a playable game.
That was one of the modes. I forget what it was called.
They had a couple modes. The demo lasted for they added a whole nother week to it because people were enjoying it. And at the end of it, we had like half the game modes. We could play domination, team deathmatch. Like if you played it the whole time, you actually got a decent chunk of. I think there were 3 or 4 maps, but everyone chose the one with the crashed boat every time. Yeah, it was a good demo. It did not represent the game at all.
Yeah, no.
So basically, if you're not a big Call of Duty fan, don't trust the demo, because now there's a precedent of demo good, game might still be bad.
Hmm.
That's a problem. The next one, this is 100% confirmed. About a week ago, did you see a tweet from EA
Yes.
about someone
Yes.
being a 10?
Yes.
But yeah,
So there was a journalist who dug into some things and found out that that tweet pissed off most of EA, because it turns out that Twitter is not run by EA. So as of a couple days ago, they were still having meetings about what the fuck was that tweet.
how is their Twitter account not run by them?
Apparently,
was-
it's not run by them, and it's run by a newer person who didn't know about EA's past about not liking single player games.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it a tweet about single player?
Yeah, when they're a 10, but they only play single player games, and everyone dunked on them like, so they're an 11? Like, I don't, they're fine. Fuck you, EA. That was, yeah. And yeah, EA, the company themselves, are to this time, as far as we know, at least up to a couple days ago, we're still having meetings about what the fuck to do about it. Because as soon as that tweet went live, people in the company were sending it in Slack, in their company Slack channel, and being like, the fuck is this? As you know, you've got Jedi Fallen Order 2 being developed over there, and EA's making more single player games, and then they tweet that shit. So most of the company was like, yeah, no, that was a terrible tweet. We didn't send it out. That was not us, we swear. Blame this other company that runs our Twitter. So I just find it funny that that Twitter was not EA, actually. It was some newer guy just at another company who runs companies' Twitters, and he just did not know EA's past and just tweeted, and EA's upset.
So I do have to take a slightly unrelated note. Just wildly off tangent, but about someone in our group of 3 here right now. Can I just say the lad here with us is a real fucking bro.
Am I?
I made an offhanded comment earlier about how in a Discord server I'm in, nobody said anything about a piece of art that I posted 2 days ago. And I just glanced by because I had a notification there. And you know who fucking gave it a little bit of attention? This guy right
I
here.
think
I
this
did not
guy.
intend for that to be a call to action or anything. I just offhanded said it.
The call to action did happen, but I was gonna wait until after the podcast so I could actually look at it, not just give it a shitty little glance. Because that's what I did earlier. Like I saw it and was like, "That's cool," and then I just passed it because I was busy.
Sent
And I
it to
felt
our
bad
group
for it.
chat. I saw it there first, so that's why I didn't
Yeah,
say
I was,
anything.
I was,
Yeah,
and
no,
then you brought it up in the podcast. It's like definitely we'll add some likes or something to it after stream.
I just wanted
Now
to
I look
say,
like a piece of shit.
thank you for going out of your way to do that, even though you've already seen it before.
What are friends for?
Did I not like it on Twitter? I thought I liked it on Twitter.
I don't know.
Who
I
knows?
posted like 3 or 4 things the other day.
This company sure likes using the word unleashed. I have 2 different games from the same series, both with the tagline unleashed. I've played more NASCAR games than I thought I did. NASCAR Dirt to
NASCAR Elite.
Daytona. NASCAR Dirt to Daytona, NASCAR 06, NASCAR 08, NASCAR Heat, NASCAR Heat 2, NASCAR Heat 4, and I think 99 on the PS1, something like that. I don't know. I'll see it when I see it on my shelf. I spelled Daytona Dayton's. No Y, just 2 T's.
Close enough.
NASCAR Dirt to Dayton's. That's a game I'll play. Okay.
You gonna talk about the game?
Yes, it is time. So as usual, hold on, I know your names. I've had a hard week, okay?
No, I
Knight,
trust me, I get it.
Knight, why don't you describe the story of this game? What's this game about?
So, Into the Breach is a game where you are a time traveler from a future where Earth is fucked. So you guys decide to go ahead and build this station where you've got these crazy awesome mechs that you built. But too late into the original war to go back in time. Well, I guess across timelines, not so much back in time, but to the past of other timelines in order to save them from the fate that yours befell.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you can fuck up, and then that timeline is just fucked. Congratulations. Um, but yeah, that is the whole story of the game. There's not a whole lot to it. Alien bug things are tearing up the earth and killing shit tons of people and robots. Robot lives matter.
Robot Lives Matter. Just like the hit movie Star Wars: A Solo Story, or a Star Wars
What?
story Solo. I don't remember.
Solo,
Or
a Star Wars story.
just in like China and a couple other places, just I think it's just Solo. It's not even called a Star Wars story in some places. It's just Solo.
Solo gets a lot of hate. I don't understand why.
Because it's funny.
It's
It,
not
it's one.
supposed
It's one exactly. That's the problem. It's the second best one in my opinion. So,
to. Of what? All of them?
of all the Disney ones, I'd rather watch Solo than any of the three
Your
actual
favorite?
ones. Rogue One, Rogue One,
Dude, Rogue One
Solo,
is good.
Episode 7, Episode 8, and Episode 9. That's the order.
Wait, you like Last Jedi more than 9?
Yes, because at least it's pretty. The other one's not. They're equally badly written, but at least 8's pretty because Ryan Johnson knows cinematography. So it gets set by that 1 point. 1 point. It's like I don't know, like an 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 1 out of 10, 0 out of 10. It gets that 1 point because it's pretty. And what's her face dies at
Holdo?
1 point. Yeah, Holdo dies. The
And you
lady
like the
from
Crystal
Jurassic
Ice one.
Park. Crystal Fox boys matter. Porgs don't. Fuck the porgs.
Crystal Fox lives matter.
Crystal Fox lives matter. Hell yeah. So yeah, Solo's bad, but it's better than most of the Disney movies, so I'll take it. I actually don't think he made a bad Solo. It's other reasons I don't like that movie. Him as Solo is fine. It's all right.
That's what Kathleen Kennedy seems to think, is that people didn't like him.
No,
Which
yeah,
is-
I saw that tweet or that she had an interview where she was like, "We've learned the lesson about recasting characters." Like, are you insane? I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan was recast 20 years ago and is everyone's favorite character at this point. So you're just an idiot.
Yeah.
Because it can be done. And the fact that you just made an Obi-Wan show where a lot of people have problems with it, but the problem is not Obi-Wan, kind of shows you that it can be done. So I don't know. Just fucking, Star Wars.
a lot
Recast
of the
people.
problems stem from her. So
I agree. So, you know what? I'm not going to say it. I'll get hate for that.
anyway,
Um,
this isn't a movie or Star Wars podcast. So.
So now we're just straight up Sardonicast 2. Here we go.
Continue your explanation. I know this was
Oh,
a
God.
segue from your.
Well, there's not
Alien.
really a whole much more explanation to the story per se. You kind of show up at a timeline. There's 4 islands in total, I think.
Yeah, 4 main islands, and then the last one is its own island.
Archive,
Yeah, it's
Desert
4,
People,
and then the boss
Ice
fight's on its
Place,
own.
and the Garbage City with all the green goop everywhere.
Garbage City.
That's my favorite place, the waste disposal place. Actually, when it comes to like favorite map like tile sets, I actually really like the garbage place because it's got the most interactivity.
Yeah.
Because it's got the push tiles and the teleporters
Yeah.
and the goop that makes bugs get hurt more. Um,
It gets a
I
lot
think
more
that
complex by that point, but it opens up a lot more options that you don't have to use. But if you can figure out how to use them, they're very good.
yeah, and I
That's
appreciate that
what
a
the
lot.
goop does.
I didn't use them too much because I'm bad at the game.
Eventually you get a mech that can just shoot enemies with the goop. Just thought
Shoot the
I'd let
goop.
you know that.
Uh,
Like its primary attack is a goop launcher, basically.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so you show up in a timeline, you save at least one of those islands. Actually, I think you have to save 2 before you can challenge the bug island.
No, it's one.
Okay. Yeah, and then you challenge the bug island if you're like me and you're stupid and you want to do it really fast. Because it's not easy without at least a decent set of skills. And
and
you
I
save
have
that
none.
timeline and hopefully don't kill all your people, and then you move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
I killed everyone. No one survived. I
Oh.
I named all my main characters, and by the end of that timeline, everyone was a different person. Every one of my mechs died in one of the islands. It was
Oh
fantastic.
no.
But we won in the long run, so the deaths were worth it. Thank you for your service. You saved the world, or whatever.
Thank you for your.
Yeah, so tell me about your guys' experiences first, because there I've had a lot of time with the game over quite an extended period of time. So I want to hear what you guys thought.
So I don't usually play tactics games at all.
I think
In
everyone
fact,
remembers what happened the
the
last time you did.
yeah, the second episode of this series was Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, where I quit almost immediately in hatred, fire. I liked this one. This game will continue to stay on my desktop, and I will boot it up once in a while, and I will continue playing because it is fun. So that's a good thing because now my mind's opened up to, you know what, these games can be good. Up to this point, every Texas game I've played, I've hated, but now I have one I like. What makes it different than the other ones? Probably the slower level of giving you information with the level with the islands being levels and each level having a certain style of mechanics. And then you go to the next level and all those ones are there, but they added some. But there's each island you have a good 4 to 5 different fights on each island, and then you have a boss fight. So you really get a sense of each mechanic type the further you go down, and they slowly build off on each other. You know, every island you might get another mechanic or two. You know, Final Fantasy was just like, here's everything you need to know right now, and if you missed
Yeah.
a single sentence, good luck. Which I'm bad at reading, so I missed most of the sentences. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I didn't even know you could open up the menu and give characters weapons. I was going around as a mage poking people with sticks. Just poking things. And I kept dying. So this game good because it is, if you're stupid like me, you'll still get it. Menus are nice and easy to navigate too, and that's always a good thing. Because even when I found out about the menus, when Knight saw me poking things with a stick as a mage and reminded me that menus exist, they were just too much. I found them confusing and I gave up anyway. So I think this game is, again, it's not more simple. It just gives you everything slower instead of all at once, dumps every mechanic in your lap. Good luck. And then from there, it's just grinding and getting your characters to level up and finding weapons, maybe. But it's like I said, I didn't even know weapons were a thing. So how the fuck? What was I playing for? To get bigger numbers? I don't know. So
Numbers go
basically,
burr.
numbers go burr. In this game, they did. So yeah, it's just there. It tells you everything slower, and therefore things could rattle around in my brain a little more until I got it. You know, instead of flooding my brain with 20 marbles, it'd give me 2 or 3 at a time, and they'd bounce around in my brain a little bit, and then finally it'd hit the hole. And I'd go, "Oh, I get it now." Wow, I understand this mechanic. I now understand. It took me like my 5th timeline to realize I don't even need to kill the bugs. I just need to keep them from destroying the things.
Yeah.
Wow, that's how stupid I am. But I got it. I stuck with it enough to get it. And Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced could not. I could not say that about it. I quit early on because I could not get anything. And even when people just straight up told me things existed, I still didn't understand it. So there you go. I like it. It's not an easier tactics game. It just delivers things information to you slower and over the game. And I like that. Other than that, it was just straight up like it's a tactics game. It's grid based. You put down your soldiers, you control them, and you keep things from being destroyed, and you kill some monsters. But you have to do it smartly, or else you'll get killed. It's a tactics game. I don't know what else to say about it, but it's a good one.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, I like it. I like it. I gets a thumbs up for me. That's my new rating system. A thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thumbs up for Into the Breach. I like it.
Awesome. Lad, what did you think?
Well, unlike our dusty friend here, I've played it before. I bought it a couple years ago. Played it a little bit back then, and I haven't played it in a long time. So picking this back up and again, I had to remember how to do everything. Um, I had already beaten the game at that point once before, and I had a new team that I had to remember how to do. What were they called? Plane, Rocket, and Push Dude. Don't remember the name.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I think that's the Rusty Giants or something like that.
Yeah, Rusty something. They're my favorite so far. Uh, this current time I played, I beat it again, got a new team, and I didn't like them as much. I think they were the Zenith Guard. I think.
Oh shit, I actually
The big
kind
laser.
of the laser definitely takes getting used to.
And the defense one that only puts shield on things and pulls things towards them. Yeah, not my style.
Understandable.
But I do like it. I do like the game. I liked it since I picked it up a couple years ago. You showed it to me way back then. Yeah.
Yeah,
I give it also a thumb up.
yes. Yeah, I played it enough to I beat the game once, but I had to do it on easy mode. I tried to go through on normal difficulty, and I had to be yelled at live on stream to not because I was not good enough for normal.
Normal
And
is
finally,
hard.
finally I backed down, switched to easy, and I beat the game like 7 hours later off
Like
stream.
even I struggle on normal difficulty. It is rough. And not having the ability to make like a team, because once you unlock more than one group, you can make custom teams that are a mismatch of whichever 3 you like the most,
I didn't know.
or 3 of the same one. You know, if you're crazy. I did that once, but that is the only way I've had as easy a time as you saw from me, like on normal difficulty. Zenith Guard I can definitely understand having some trouble with because that stupid laser is like 5 tiles long and is just a straight line that will demolish buildings.
Yeah, and
And it
something's on
does
fire.
not stop if it hits anything. It just goes straight through.
There's only a damage drop off. It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
as for the teams, I like the starting team. I
That's
just
fair.
keep using them. I have unlocked 2 of them. I forget one because I unlocked them, tried them
Wait,
once, didn't like them, and
I
gave
think
up.
you had the rusty whatever.
Yeah, and then
Right?
the other one is the guys who make the dust clouds everywhere.
Yep.
I actually got through an island with them, but just found out that I still like the normal team.
Dust cloud.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, there are ones that do like just dust. Everything does dust.
yeah,
Or just
it's like a jet that when you fly over a bug, it leaves it in a dust
yeah,
cloud so it can't attack.
the rusty giants or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yep.
you just make smoke clouds.
It's the one I like
I don't like it.
because if you do that on an enemy, it'll cancel their turn.
Yeah, they can't attack. But I'm not good enough with the game, and I kept getting my own guys with smoke. So then I couldn't attack, and the bugs were just King Kong in the city. So I couldn't use them.
I
Yep.
get it.
I tend to I ended up using the Zenith Guard like a shit ton. But my favorite team is actually, one second, I am going to boot up the game so I can look at the team name. Because I love this game. I have almost everything unlocked on the Switch, and then I ended up playing it on PC this time and having to re-earn most things. I actually got an achievement that I had never done before, which was awesome.
I
uh,
forget which one that was.
Glittering Sea Beam. So with that stupid Zenith Guard straight laser beam, there is an achievement for hitting 4 enemies in one shot.
Okay.
So I actually ended up liking, I think, Steel Judoku the most. Zenith Guard is pretty close. So Steel Judoku has the guy who judo throws people, the missile mortar, and then the other tank. But I've had the most fun in this game in general using kind of a custom squad. That's got that judo throw guy and then the shield dude from Frozen Titans. And then the shield one from Zenith Guard.
I didn't like the shield one.
Shield one, you gotta be tactical with.
I didn't like that one or the tank that rams its face and everything.
Well, that one's really good if you give it bonus health.
Well, it would only be good if you did. Otherwise, you can only hit 2 things, and then you gotta take a turn to repair once.
Oh yeah.
think-
Another
Yeah.
just I'm sorry, but I want to point out another way I was stupid while playing this game that took me like 10 timelines to figure out.
You didn't know you could repair, did you?
What's repairing?
Wait.
Wait, no, you mean instead of firing you could heal yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I knew that. I found that one out pretty quick on my own by the health symbol.
Okay.
I thought that you meant something else. No, it was it again, this is one of those things where Knight was watching me play and be like, why aren't you doing this obvious thing? I'd be like, what do you mean it's obvious? I don't get it. And that is, do you know where I'm going with this?
Just keep going. Tell everyone.
I didn't know if you did special challenges, you could get power or like armory credits, basically.
Boy,
Sorry.
that's the whole point of the That's what those challenges are. It tells you what to do, and if you do that, you get. That's how you get good.
I didn't know what I got for it, so I just didn't do it.
Yeah, the power is
I
the
didn't
grid
know what
help.
the star or the little lightning bolt meant.
The star is how you buy things at the end of the island.
See, at that point, I still hadn't even finished an island, so me not knowing what the stars did makes sense. But I will admit that me not figuring out maybe the lightning bolt is the same lightning bolt, which it is, at the top of my screen. And maybe that'll refill that a little bit. Nope, didn't get it. Again, a lie. It wasn't even on my stream. I was in the corner on his stream playing it while he was doing Final Fantasy, and he just glanced over and was like, why aren't you doing the challenges?" I was like, "What do you mean? I'm an idiot.
What are
I'm fucking
challenges?
stupid. I didn't know what those meant. Don't kill the bug. I thought I had to kill the bugs. Kills bug. I don't know.
Then they get mad at you.
The only thing I understood was get space box.
Oh, the time pods.
Time
yeah.
capsules, yeah.
That's the only thing I knew was to do that. So I did.
Well, at least you did that.
Yes.
I think the most painful moments in the game is when you have to choose between collecting that or not letting a city get smashed. Because it's like, no, please. But the only way, I have had several times where the only way I could possibly save a city from being destroyed is by tossing a bug into the fucking tile that has one of those.
Yeah, I use it as a rock to hit the bugs' heads into all the time. It just happens all the time. It just spawns in at the wrong spot. And it's like, well, can't get that. You can have it, bugs.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it happens all the time. It just crash lands in the wrong spot. Or it crash lands like you said, and by the time you're close to it, maybe a bug trapped another one in a web, and now it's behind enemy lines, and you have to abandon it or hit a bug into it to save a tower. Yeah.
Yeah,
It really sucks when that happens, when one of those challenges is protect that box.
Yep.
That happens sometimes. Yeah.
Yep. At the end of the day, still easily one of my favorite games. Period.
I like how the boss fight on the fifth little island has multiple levels to it.
Yes.
I like that. It's cool. I think is there only 2 or 3, but it's still cool.
2.
Yes, 2. I still think it's cool. How you fall into the volcano. That's cool. I like it.
I agree.
I like it. Yeah. Not a lot to talk about this game. It's a tactics game.
And it's very straightforward.
Yes. Now it actually makes me want to play more, which is why this podcast exists to do that for me. Open. Oh, hold on, I'm having a stroke. I'm forgetting the word. Broaden my horizon. I couldn't think of the word broaden. And yeah, so now I'm actually thinking like I've been slightly interested in that Mario and Rabbids game. The second one coming out soon. I might play that.
That's a good intro into the XCOM kind of games.
Never played an XCOM.
With cover stuff like that. It's very basic, but it's the same principle.
Okay. Yeah. It makes me want to give other ones a try, because even though I suck at this game and I'm stupid, I'm enjoying it.
With line of sight and Overwatch and all that stuff.
Overwatch.
XCOM is definitely a little more complicated.
Well, yeah, that's why I said basic. There's no permadeath or anything to worry about. Mario's not going to die if you.
Mario, no. Oh, all the Mario and Rabbid Peach fan art, I can just imagine. I don't have to imagine it. I've actually stumbled upon that. I know it exists.
I don't have to imagine.
I've seen it. That's why I know what it looks like. And I've even seen the ones where it's that and the Peach Rabbit, but also the crown. They're
No.
putting levels on levels of
crown.
lore on the crown.
Everyone knows the crown.
The rabbit puts the yeah, I think I've seen one where it's like it's a Bowser rabbit, and then Bowser rabbit gets the crown, so it's hot Bowser woman rabbit. The internet's weird out there. It's
It's
fun.
too many things.
It's, if you some people have too many fetishes. Some people's art that they make or commission is falling like that's just too many things. It's like that American Dad episode.
Beats me.
There's an American Dad episode where Stan finds out his wife's into spanking and he's disgusted because that's not the Lord. What that's not in the Bible. It's just supposed to be generic plain sex only. So then I forget I'm forgetting the alien's name. What the fuck? The alien.
You are outside my realm of knowledge.
Steve. No.
No,
not
that's the
Steve.
son. I'm remembering everyone's name. I'm remembering fucking Klaus, but I can't remember the fucking alien. The German goldfish.
Roger. Is it Roger?
Roger. It's Roger. You're correct. Roger brings Stan and was like, listen, fetishes exist, and I bet you have one. And Roger has this whole song about fetishes. And at the end, Stan's like, I like all of them. And he
Oh,
just has all the fetishes. And immediately Roger goes, oh God. Because he knows what happens when you have too many fetishes. Yeah. American Dad, good. Better than Family Guy, especially the speed runs.
I love the speed runs.
American, I love it when he just. My favorite glitch is when he just glitches through the floor and ends up at the newspaper. That's my favorite one.
I think they phased that one out. I think they found a faster way.
Oh damn! Did you know that? This is gonna be a multi-level joke. Did you know that the American Dad runs off of a highly modified version of the Source engine?
Oh, what isn't running off of a highly modified version of the Source engine?
I'll tell you what is Titanfall 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it is. That's why when you get into speedrunning, half the glitches are the exact same fucking thing. But now
Actually,
you run
you know
on the
what?
walls.
No, that makes a lot of fucking sense, actually.
Yes, if you watch a speedrun, the first fact they'll tell you, they love to tell you, did you know Titanfall 2 is on a highly modified version of the Source engine? Yeah, but because of the movement they added to it, it actually just lets you break the game more if you know what you're doing. Because you have all this special movement and extra motion you have to deal with.
So, like, a thing that really drives that home for me, though, funny enough, is, fucking the AI in Source games. I'm not sure if you've ever played Counter-Strike Source.
No. I just know that if a game is on Steam and there's a Source version, play the Source or play the Steam version, like Half-Life. I've been told play the original, not the Source.
I think the Source version's fine. Admittedly, I got all these Source versions of games specifically so that I'd have stuff for Gmod. I got it exclusively for Gmod assets. But I ended up wanting to try Counter-Strike Source, and the AI for the multiplayer in that are fucking bonkers. Like, we're talking, they emote, they, like, communicate through because there's, like, in-game chat stuff that's like, enemy this way, and shit like that. Not only do they do that, though, like, after we killed a bunch of the enemy team, the enemy AI went and camped behind a door with the hostages with a shotgun.
Oh.
And he waited for us to rush. Like, I'm genuinely impressed by that because for as old as that game is, it can still feel like you're playing with, like, semi-okay gamers, it's kind of wild. So yeah, I'm not surprised by that because some of the AI, for all the jank that they have, some of the AI are pretty all right in Titanfall.
Yeah, it's if Titanfall 2 had a portal gun, the speedrunning techniques would be the exact same. In fact, it'd be even more insane because of the wall running. Oh yeah, when you watch a speed run, you're like, a lot of these moves look similar. The way you have to like constantly b hop side to side to get faster because there's a really involved oh, what am I thinking of? Fucking motion
Physics
and
type stuff, yeah.
yeah, it's physics based. Your character actually has momentum. That's the word I'm thinking of. There's momentum and friction counters you have to deal with, and certain moves will make it not happen, while some will. So you have to know exactly how to do each move perfectly, while also wall running, and certain moves will cancel wall runs. Actually, yeah, it's crazy. It's literally a Half-Life speed run, but you can wall run at the same time. It's like, oh damn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's not as glitchy looking as the Portal 2 one. Because those portals let you just fucking rip that game apart. Holy shit. Though that portal gun, man. Still need to play the first
Oh.
one.
I think you own it.
I own it twice.
I recommend it. It's
I
fun.
I own it on PS3 within the orange box and on PC. There's no excuse for me to have not played this game, and I just haven't. Same for Half-Life. I have played
Uh,
TF2 though.
Half-Life's all right. I would say in the case of that fuck, why did my brain stop? In the case of Portal, I recommend just because you can beat it in a couple hours even if you're not
Oh
very good at Portal.
yeah, Portal 2 you can beat in just like 5 hours, as long as you're not completely stupid. I know I played it back to back, and I think I finished it in four-ish about. Like, if you really know what you're doing and just running through it, that game speeds up. It's not a long game.
Yeah.
And so it does not surprise me that Portal 1 is the same or even maybe shorter.
Yes, especially because Portal 1 kind of lacks that whole we're going to throw half the mechanics out the window kind of thing. Because Portal 1 really changes shit up when um, it throws in all the different goops.
Oh, yeah. Portal
Yeah.
2 only has two of them.
And we're on this topic because of
Or
a
Portal 2 is what I
American
mean.
Dad
Yeah.
source engine joke.
Yep.
Yes, we got to Portal all the way through a joke about speedrunning American Dad. We are here now. Talking just straight up. Portal 1 and 2 are good. I've heard Portal 1 is really good. I've played
It
Portal
is.
2 like 20 times. I like Portal 2.
Um, and the best part about Portal 1 is like after you've played it once, and if you just watch some speedrun techs, you can pick a bunch of them up like right away.
Yeah.
Um, like I absolutely use portal bumping now because it's fun.
That kind of reminds me of I'm going back to the speed running of Titanfall. Did you know that the mechanics act differently if you're playing on PC or console? The movement is
Really?
actually dealt with differently because of the way that it has to deal with a mouse versus keyboard and a controller, which is not all just straight up analog.
Huh.
So there's two different speedrun tactics based on, are you speedrunning on console or PC?
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's actually for a long time most speedrunners played on console because they didn't quite figure out all of the mechanics in the PC version. So for a long
Yeah.
time, the highest ones were on console because it was easier, and it was seen as weirdly you had more control.
I was gonna say that is also like incredibly impressive because usually PC wins out on the speedrunning scene.
Yeah, I think it took until like I think 2019 was finally when the PC version was like, oh yeah, no, you actually have more control. It just took us a while to figure it out because because people were going at it as a Source Engine game, and just some things weren't adding up.
Yeah.
And finally they realized, oh, it's because there's this whole mechanic dealing with not only your momentum but what angle you're using your momentum with. So once they
It's
figured
like
out there's certain angles you could be looking, and it would be like you lost no momentum because you went such a small angle. That's when people were like, "Oh, angle of your approach to walls and shit matter." Oh, and then PC just took off. It was
that's
basically
like
just
Mario 64 where there's no cap on backwards momentum.
yeah, going up that staircase.
That shit's funny.
Yeah. So we're finally to the point where they're kind of actually seen as equal. People do both. It's not one where one's clearly better than the other. Because PC, I would actually say is harder, but you have more control.
Yeah.
Because at multiple times, there's points where it's like I'm holding down 5 different buttons right now on my keyboard to make sure I'm going the exact direction at the exact angle I need to. Meanwhile, that's not in consideration on the controller on consoles. So it's a lot easier just to do the normal beat hopping and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, because on PC, for the longest time they couldn't figure out how to turn the corner sharply because the angle would slow you way down. You'd lose most of your momentum by doing a 90-degree corner. So that's the big thing. It's like corners are hard on the PC for some reason, and finally they realized how to work with it. And now they're about the
Right.
same. It's just your preference. It's one of those games where, weirdly enough, you have equal amount of praise and congratulations from either side because both are hard for their own different reasons. Not one's better than the other now. It just took 3 years after the game's launch. What, Titanfall 2's 2016? It wasn't until like 2019 where they were like, oh, PC's good. Wow. Tactics games are hard to talk about because they're
Yeah.
pretty simple. It's mostly about the
Yeah.
mechanics, and to learn them, you have to play it. And you can't be stupid. So I think this is gonna be it.
Yes. Who's next?
I think it's Fancies because
It's
I did
me.
Forgive Me Father and then you. It's a yes.
Yes, it's me. Wow, this is really gonna be a short one. Okay.
Yeah. These get shorter as we know what to talk about.
That's true.
Yeah.
We're not looking at 15 different images.
No.
Um,
I mean,
I
I
am
have more I
picking.
could share.
I don't want to see your pizza cutter weapon. Shut up.
I am picking a game that I've wanted to finish that I never have, and that will be able to have another guest on.
I knew it. I knew it. Okay.
What's wrong with knowing it?
This guest of yours has been trying to get me to pick this game.
Oh,
They've been poking. You should pick this game.
well, now I'm picking it. So
Good. I don't have to. We'll have her on.
we're
First
gonna
returning
be
guest.
playing. We're gonna be playing BioShock Infinite
Hooray!
Oh boy.
because I never
Hooray!
finished it, and
I can't wait to see Baguette Boy.
Yeah.
Do none of you
Yep.
know about Baguette Boy?
No.
Oh my god, it's the perfect story about game development. There's a character in one of the areas of the city. There's a character with a big baguette above their heads dancing around a pillar. And the story behind it is originally they were going to have 2 kids, a guy and a girl, dancing, right? Around this pillar because it's like a little outdoor celebration. But they only mocapped adults. And that broke the arms. The arms were stuck up. So then having 2 children with their arms like football goal in the air as they spun around dancing was funny. So they deleted the girl and put a baguette in his hands.
The best solution.
Exactly. It's like one of those things where it's like, that's just game development. Sometimes you're like, how do we fix this? You're getting, boss, you're not going to like it, but I think we have a solution. I got a baguette model here, and we're going to put it in his hands that are stuck above his head. So keep an eye out for Baguette Boy while playing
I'm
Bioshock
gonna look
Infinite.
for him.
Yeah, just know in front of him was supposed to be a little girl, same age, and they were supposed to be dancing. And now he's dancing with a baguette. I love Baguette Boy. Okay. Bioshock I think is that on my list already? I gotta scroll all the way up to the B's. 400
Good
games.
news is I have that installed.
This is another game that I too have played but never finished. So yes, I have all.
I have.
Congratulations! I remember exactly where I stopped, and that is in the after the graveyard fight. I just turned it off after that fight. Was like, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll play this tomorrow, and then I played Call of Duty Ghosts because they both came out in 2013. Actually, it might have been Black Ops 2. When did Bioshock Infinite come? Hold on, I'm gonna get to the
2013.
bum. Yeah, but like what month?
Oh, I have no idea.
Bioshock Infinite release date. March. So it would have been Black Ops 2. All I remember is I was playing Call of Duty. This was right in the moment where I was with that group the most. Black Ops 2 was where me, Zombie, Took with Booze, and all those other friends met. Was Black Ops 2. We played that, Ghosts, and Black Ops 3. We were a group for about 3 years. So yeah, I probably was about to boot it up and got a message. Hey, you hop on to Black Ops 2, and I did, and never returned. To the point where I sold this game. I had it on PS3. I don't anymore. I got it in a bundle with Bioshock 1, Bioshock Infinite, and Skyrim.
Oh.
Ah.
This was an official bundle. You can Google it. For some reason, these triple bundles were done at like Walmart and Target once in a while. They were official. Just Bethesda was like, sure, I'll be in a bundle with Irrational, 2 games from Irrational Games. Why not? It had a nicely printed sleeve over them. Bioshock 1 was a download in the case with Infinite, and Skyrim, I still own that copy of Skyrim. You look on the back and it says not for resale because it was in a bundle. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I didn't like it enough that I sold it. That was probably 2013, so that was one of the last games I sold before I realized maybe I shouldn't be selling these. And I haven't since. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to Google how to download it on the PS5 because of the Bioshock collection works. So.
Oh yeah.
Did you have an issue?
What?
Did you have an issue?
Yeah, when you click on the Bioshock collection to download it, it will download 1 and 2.
That makes
So
they're still having problems with PS3 games, remember.
So if you
they're all PS3
go to the
games.
screen where it says download and you click little dots next to it, it'll show you the 1 and 2, and then it'll show Infinite under View Product.
You have to go in as if you're downloading DLC.
Yeah.
With the collection specifically, it's they remastered it.
I forgot about
put
that.
it all together for 4.
Yeah. Did you know they're making a 4th one?
Yes.
I remember hearing about it.
Apparently it takes place in Antarctica or something like that. Yeah. It's a different company, I think. Is Ghost Story Games making it? Who's making Bioshock 4? Cloud Chamber, apparently. Different company. Irrational Games closed, and half the people went and made their own indie game or indie dev named Ghost Story, and they have not made a game yet, but apparently it's coming. So I'm excited for whatever they're making. Bioshock Infinite will be in 2 weeks. What day is that? I'm just curious.
Friday.
22nd. Well, no shit. July 22nd. That's when we will be here on Twitchy Doodles Live once again. Thank you all for stopping by. Is there anything else you'd like to say before I stop?
Not that I can think of. I
I
think
didn't
at
think
this
so.
point everyone's heard our socials a million times.
Yeah.
They're in the description. I almost said subscription. That's wrong. Subscribe, follow. You can't subscribe on Twitch yet because I'm too little. Follow. Watch my shit. Thank you. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Twitter's in the I almost said subscription again. I'm an idiot. We're gonna just end this here.